You are rolling and streaming live.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call this special meeting of City of Morro Bay Recreation and Parks Commission meeting. It's held via teleconference, which is new for us. I'm the chairperson, Kevin Carroll, and I'm here to first establish a quorum and call to order.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have 4 out of the 5 of your board members present. We're missing Skip Sorich tonight. And what I'm going to do is read a little piece here that discusses how we handle these meetings via Zoom. So pursuant to Section 3 of Executive Order N-29-20 issued by Governor Newsom on March 17th, 2020, this meeting will be conducted telephonically through Zoom and broadcast live on cable channel 20 and streamed on the city website. Please be advised that the pursuant to executive order and ensure the health and safety of the public by limiting human contact that could spread the COVID-19 virus, the Veterans Hall will not be open for the meeting. Mr. Chairman, back to you.
Okay.
For your moment of silence.
Yes, we'd like to first have a moment of silence. Thank you. And Drew, would you lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, I will. Stand up for this. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the Republic
of America, for which it stands. Why don't you help me out on this? It's been so long.
Under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Now, commissioners, we have Bob present, Mike, Drew. Do we have anything to announce? Drew?
No. I just want to say one quick thing. Is I've been by most of the parks, and I'd just like to thank the maintenance guys. They're doing a really good job, considering they have a lot on their plate during these very trying times. So thank you to all the people that help us out. That's it.
Very well. Bob, you have anything you'd like to say? Well, maybe not. So the next thing we'll do is turn it over to the public comment period. Or do we have any announcements? Sorry, excuse me. Kirk, do we have any announcements?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you all are aware, our office has seen quite the changes over these last few months, and we are doing our best to keep our heads above water, no pun intended, because our pool is open. What I'm going to do right now is turn this report period over to Angelica Gallardo, who's going to discuss the changes that she's seen in our kids club and kids camp program. So Angelica, it's all yours.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Well, we have definitely seen some changes. Unfortunately, this summer we weren't able to host our normal kids camp with everything shut down, but we were able to open up a childcare to assist families who needed this. So mainly essential workers, but some families who had just started going back to work. That was pretty successful. It was a smaller program. We, of course, didn't do field trips. We didn't do our normal swimming and lots of all the outdoor activities. We also didn't have the numbers we normally do, but it was a really successful program. We ran about 30 kids a day. And it was here at the Recreation Center. So that was nice because it was close to home for me from my office. So, and then currently we are supporting the Del Mar Elementary students as well as some San Luis Obispo coastal schools. So maybe some kids who go to Pacheco, or maybe they go to Teach or other programs like that. And they're all in distance learning, and these families have to work still. So we are open from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. here at the community center. We offer childcare that whole time. In the morning, we start school. We get them all logged on. We make sure that they are staying on track with their students. I'm in communication with every one of their teachers, every one of the principals, and they share their schedules with us. We make sure the kids stay on track with that. And then in the afternoon, our programs get to kind of die down. School ends about 2:30, and then we get to have some more playtime or homework or just kind of some relaxed time, because this is definitely a change for these kids. It's been a really, really successful, great program. We partnered with the district. I met with the superintendent, with our principal, and we created this program where we could all support each other. They've supported us in huge ways. One with just like supplies and Chromebooks for all of our kids and headphones, and I'm getting desks in the next couple weeks. But on top of that, they gave us this amazing grant that we were able to provide $100 a week per child towards their tuition. So that has helped these families. That still gives parents a little copay, but nothing that they weren't expecting to pay. So we run about 50 kids a day. There are some days where we're a little over 50. We have 3 different classrooms. We have at least 12 different teachers we work with. I have a nice hefty staff of 10, which is not that much. But they all work tons. They're so supportive of these kids, and our families, I think, have never been happier. They feel supported by us. They feel like they, their kids can still have a normal kind of schooling and get it done, and they don't have to worry about it while they're at work. So it's been really great. We plan to run this until they go back to school. So that's it for us. It's kept us really busy. Me, very busy. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
I have one quick question.
Sure.
Are we providing them meals? Are we providing meals for the children?
We aren't. I have worked with the food services for San Luis Coastal. We just got on board this week. They are offering meal kits, a full week's meal kits, breakfast, lunch, and supper. And the district drops them off here. Parents pick them up here. And so if a parent wants to sign up, it's free to anyone. It doesn't matter your economic status. It's free to all families whose children are in San Luis Coastal schools. And what we're doing here to support that is providing a location for them to pick it up, so they can pick it up when they pick their child up.
Okay, because that's important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the program?
You're doing a great job. It's really, really good.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Angelica. So I've got just a quick comment about the funding from Community Foundation. It's typically a verbal report. And just to let you know, a quick recap of fiscal year 1920, we did receive first quarter $12,875. Second quarter, we received $5,737. And then this third quarter, $3,015. And unfortunately, fourth quarter, we did not. We had no programs running that required assistance from the foundation. So that roughly rounds out our fiscal year with the foundation, which we looked at receiving a little over $20,000 this year. Let's see. I thought I had one more item. I think with that finishes up our announcements, Mr. Chairman, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, very well. Well, next on our agenda item is the public comment period. And we are being conducted telephonically through Zoom. And so there is a system in place for public comment. Do we have anybody that is commenting publicly this evening?
Mr. Chair, there is nobody in the queue at this moment.
Thank you. Moving along then, we will turn to our consent calendar. There are 3 items on the consent calendar. Item 1, A1, approval of minutes from Recreation and Parks Commission meeting, January 16th, 2020. Staff recommends to approve the minutes.
I'd like to approve and file the minutes.
I second that.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Looks like the ayes have it. Very good. Moving on to item number 2, A2, Recreation Service Division Status Report. The staff recommends to receive and file. Do I have a motion to receive and file?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we receive and file.
And I'll second it again.
Very good. So 2 down, 1 more to go. This is consent calendar and item A3. Recreation Service. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, before you move forward, you need a roll call on A2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
Okay.
All in favor on A2? Aye.
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 Opposed? If no one opposes, the ayes have it then. And we'll move on to item A3. Recreation Service Division participation reports, January through February 2020. Do we have a motion to receive and file?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we receive and file.
And second.
Second? Okay, and so all in favor of A3?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I see no one opposed, so we've completed that. Consent calendar A1 to A3. I see there's no public hearings, and so move on to the business items, C1. Mr. Carmichael?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This was scheduled for our March meeting, and that is the first meeting of the year where we elect the chairman and vice chairman for the year, or chair and vice chairperson, I should say, for the year. Unfortunately, we were not able to hold our March meeting, and therefore we will address this topic at this time. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman, to follow the procedures as outlined in the staff report. And if you could take it from here.
Okay. I apologize here. I don't have that in front of me.
I'm happy to start that off for you then.
Okay, thank you.
Certainly. So the first procedure as chairman is to open the floor to nominations, at which time any commissioner may make a nomination for the office of chair.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Mr. Kevin Carroll for chairperson.
I second.
Okay.
And then roll call on those in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
I just a quick thing with Bob. His microphone has been muted, so I don't know if we've been capturing him.
Thank you, Mike. Let's see if we have him. Dr. Bob, are you there, sir?
I am, but I don't know if it's getting through.
You are now.
I hear you now.
Loud and clear.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we had a roll call in favor. And that was the ayes have it again.
Any
Yes,
opposed?
Were there any opposed? Okay, Mr. Chairman, do you have your agenda up?
I have the business items up.
Okay, so moving on to procedure number 2. Would you want to take it from there, Mr. Chairman?
Sure. Procedure number 2 is the election of the Morro Bay Seniors representatives for 2020.
I'm sorry. I'm still on item C1, so I'll go ahead and finish that off. We already called for the vote, so Chairman Carroll, because you were elected to chair again for the 2020 year, you shall continue to preside over the meeting, including the election of the vice chair. So the chairman would now open the floor to nominations for the vice chair at this time. Are there any commissioners who would like to make a nomination?
Go ahead, Drew.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Mike Espino as vice chair.
And is there a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it again. And let's see, chair shall call for vote. Oh, I think I was out of order, but the way it looks right now is we concluded this topic, and we'll continue on with the year 2020 with Kevin Carroll as our chairman and Mike Espino as vice chair. Thank you, and we'll move on to item C2. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. So item C2, the election of Morro Bay Seniors representative for 2020.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Skip Sorich.
I second.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No? The ayes have it then. Congratulations,
We
Skip.
need somebody to motion.
Oh, can I make I'd like to make a motion that Skip Sorich be nominated.
They just said everybody in favor.
And then a second,
I second it.
and then a roll call.
Okay, so everybody in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? So the ayes have it. Congratulations, Skip. We'll move on to item C3. Item C3 is a program evaluation, 2020 Parents Night Out.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let Youth Services Coordinator Angelica Gallardo quickly speak about her program and answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you.
Angelica, it's all yours.
Well, this feels like ages ago, but the report I have to talk about is our Parents' Night Out. We hosted this in February in support of Valentine's Day. It looks like we charged $20 registration fee. It was from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday the 14th. We had 19 children in attendance. This is a program we love to have. We'll have more when time allows. And it's always really successful. So we do plan to have more of these. Any questions on them?
I think as long as it's successful, yeah, we'll keep it going.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
That was very good.
Motion to accept and file, receive and file.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So the ayes have it. We'll receive that and file. Move on to program item number C4. 2020 MBAA 55 and over Health and Wellness Fair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll take it from here. This is a program, an annual program now that is hosted by our Morro Bay Senior Citizens Incorporated, along with the Morro Bay Recreation Services Division. Normally, Brady Locke would be presenting this. Unfortunately, Brady has been one of our victims of the layoff, so I'm stepping in on his behalf. Basically, we hosted this event for folks 55 and older, where we highlighted valuable information, health screenings, demonstrations, giveaways, guest speakers, raffles, and we even had a $200 cash attendance prize available. Quite a bit of advertising went out. We had well over 200 attendees, 35 exhibitors. It was a great day. Great information got passed around. We had Brady did put together the budget for the program, with the entire event costing $846.45. We did offset some of that with some vendor fees, so of $300, a grand total program cost just shy of $550. A number of different recommendations, but we feel that this is an important informational program, an event provided to our community and our seniors in the community, and we will continue to move forward. We hope to be able to open up and provide this again in January. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
So we had this at the center this last time?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So maybe we could consider having it at the Teachers Park or something, depending on the situation at the time.
We might have to make some types of modifications if we do move forward with the program, yes.
Yeah, but definitely a good program, very worthwhile. I support it.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Chairman, back to you.
Okay, so will someone make a motion to receive and file?
Make a motion to receive and file C4.
Second.
Any opposed? So all in favor of C4, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. And so we'll move to C5, the program evaluation of the 2019 Fall Aquatics.
Well, thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Kurt Carmichael, again, Recreation Services Manager. I'm going to speak to this report on behalf of Karen Sweeney, our retired Recreation Supervisor. This is our 2019 Fall Aquatics program. We were on limited hours again, but basically Monday through Friday operating lap swim and aqua aerobics with some swim lessons sprinkled in when we could. We tried to keep those limited or focused on the Sundays, which seemed to capture more families, but it also allowed us to use our younger high school staff on the weekends like that. Where normally they are not available to work with us during the day. Our numbers show 4,600 lap swimmers for this first quarter of 2019. I shouldn't say the first quarter of Fall Aquatics. We also, during that time, decided to discontinue our floating pumpkin patch event. It was popular, but we found that it just didn't cover the costs, and there wasn't enough interest at the time to warrant going forward again. So we may try it again in the future, but at this time, or certainly this year, we won't. But as far as last year is concerned, we did cancel. Again, speaking to the swim lessons, we had 147 participants in our private and semi-private lessons that were conducted on the Sunday. So it's a very busy time for us. You'll see the fiscal impact in the report. majority of the cost, of course, coming from the pool rental, and then the staff with revenues offsetting, bringing our cost recovery to 54%. It's a bit lower than our targeted cost recovery, but I feel confident in knowing that we will do better with our recovery as we move along and settle into this new facility and the changes that we've been seeing. I'm happy to answer some other questions if you have them at this time.
Do you think the no interest was partly because of the virus or any of that effect?
No, because this was before the virus.
Oh.
We just didn't see the turnout the year before that really warranted us to go forward again. We're mandated to recover our costs up to 79%, and we just were not able to make that happen the year prior. So again, we discontinued this year.
Thank you.
Yep. No other questions. I turn it back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that, congratulations to Karen. She's retired now. I'm sure sorry to see her leave. She did a wonderful job. It was a joy to work with, and I wish her well.
I second that.
I third it.
So we have a staff recommendation to receive and file, C5.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file C5.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So the motion passes, and we'll receive and file C5 and move on to C6. The staff report, Proposition 68, the per capita program.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You got me one more time.
All right.
This is a verbal report on our Prop 68 grant funds that are available from California State Parks. This is a per capita program, which means it's a non-competitive grant process where communities that did apply were going to be I shouldn't say guaranteed, but they would receive funding as long as the application was submitted. We had gone down this path about let me see, gosh. We submitted our entire packet by the due date back in early February, I want to say. And since that time, the state had made some changes to the application process. So we're back in the process again. I have to resubmit the application, but the funding still will be available to us. So I'm going to resubmit the application, which would include the plans for the project, which we're focusing on the Coleman Park restroom replacement. That is still the project that we're going to push these funds towards. And let me see. I lost my cohort in this project. That was Mike Wilcox, the maintenance superintendent. He was one of the victims of layoff, so he's out of the loop. So I'm starting the process back again with our maintenance supervisor, Matt Bishop, and together he and I will be pushing this project forward. I'm on the funding end; he's on the construction end, if you will. So really, at this time, it's resubmitting the application that we already had submitted with some minor changes, and we look forward to starting that project as soon as possible. Happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Are we going to make any other improvements on that area, or just fix the restroom for now?
For now, it's going to be fixed the restroom. The funding was supposed to start at $200,000. That was our guarantee, and that number dropped to $177,000, which is the minimum number that they are awarding any city, and it's based on your population. So we're at the bottom end of the population number. So that funding reduced, and due to that, we are just focusing now on the bathroom itself until we can find additional funding to do further park improvements.
Okay, thank you.
And
yes.
What is the estimate of the rehabbing the bathrooms?
We had it at about 220,000.
That included this concession stand and everything, correct?
That was part, yeah. The model of prefabricated restroom that we had selected included a storage type of a room on the back half of the restroom that could be used for any kind of a vendor concessions or however we choose to use it. It could be even storage, but we are looking down the road to have some other type of a reservable or leasable space down there. So yes, it does include that.
Oh, okay. So we're going to be 60,000 short.
Well, part of this is matching funds. So the city had to come up with a certain amount of funds, and then we do have some other funding to draw from. So yeah, we're going to be short, but there is funding that is available through some other pockets of pockets of funding that the city is holding.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to make a motion then that we receive and file item C6.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay.
I hear no opposed, so we will move on then to C7, Program Evaluation 2020, Virtual Brian Waterbury Memorial Rock to Pier Run. That's the 10K run. Staff recommendation is to receive and file.
And if I could jump in, Mr. Chairman, this was one of the final events that Karen Sweeney had put together. Unfortunately, she wasn't here to wrap it up, as it was a virtual event, and she had ended her employment here in the middle of July. This event, you were able to do the virtual event all the way through the month of July. So with that, our administrative technician, now account clerk 1, Charlie Lowe, is going to go ahead and speak to this event. She put together the wrap up here, so she's going to go ahead and speak to the event. Charlie?
Thank you.
Yikes.
Okay, there we go. I'm presenting the program evaluation for the 2020 Brian Waterbury Memorial Rock to Pier Run. It was a 10K. Due to COVID-19, the 51st annual Brian Waterbury Run looked a little different this year. Participants were only able to participate virtually. 233 runners were able to run or walk where and when they wanted throughout the month of July. All participants received a shirt along with donated Cliff Bars, and our total cost recovery for the program was 128%. So we're able to make a little bit of money. We're hoping to reach out to more people, and we are recommending that we continue this for years to come, either in person or virtually. Is there any questions?
How does this compare to when we had it in live versus the virtual, as far as participants, income, and break even or whatever?
So for participants in our live is upwards of 1,200 participants, and so we didn't even scratch the surface of getting close to that, where we're at 233 runners.
But how about the net revenue? How did it come out? As far as recovery rate, we're about the same, or did it make any difference?
As far as recovery, what I okay, do it.
So I'm sorry, Bob, your question again?
I want to know what the difference was between live, the total net revenue recovery, versus the virtual. Was there any, benefit either way?
The cost recovery we put this year was at 128%. It typically hovers right around 100%.
Okay.
the fees we charge, of course, are much less, and then the expenses, of course, are way less. They're typically around 60,000 or so to put this event on. But again, recovery is usually around 100%. So in dollars, I'd have to go back and look at last year's event to tell you, how much we made. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a comparative analysis for you on that right now.
Okay, just curious to see if it made a difference as far as net recovery.
Yeah, this was easier for us to do, but I think the way that we marketed this helps to save recreation, because at that time our offices were closing and people were getting laid off due to lack of revenue coming in to our office through programs that we offer. So it was marketed as a save the event run, and because this was our 51st annual event, we were able to draw in 250 people to an event that typically hosts 1,000 on the 10K. We had another couple of hundred that do the half marathon, which we did not offer this year. But I think it was more of a gesture of kindness for many of them, or a gesture of consistency in wanting to participate in the program because they had for so many years. I think if we continued on with a virtual race like this, we'd see most likely some differences in our bottom line and the number of people who do participate, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? Mr. Chairman, right back to you, sir.
Okay. Sounds like a great program that weathered a tough time and will be ready for next year. Our next item is C8.
Well, wait. I'd like to recommend that we receive and file item C7. That right?
Yes. Is that a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we receive and file items.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So the ayes have it. Motion passes to receive and file. Thank you there, Drew. We'll move on again here to C8. Staff report, recreation service and COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Back to me again. We thought it'd be a good idea just to give you a kind of a once over on what this office has seen over these last six months or so with since the virus hit us. So again, Charlie Lowe, who is an administrative technician, was reduced to account clerk 1 because of the layoffs. She was able to hold on to her job, but got a reduction in the position. But she wanted to go ahead and tackle this report, and I'm going to turn it over to Charlie for her to discuss and take questions. Charlie?
Thank you. So we're just kind of giving an outline of the current state of recreation services in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Since March 16th, all city facilities were closed. As a result, classes, activities, sports, aquatics, they were all canceled. Even events such as 4th of July Family Fun Day, Mermaid, Pirate and Sea Creatures Parade, and furthermore, our department alone sustained pay cuts, demotions, and 70 plus personnel layoffs. In March, also, the city of Morro Bay launched the Morro Bay Cares program, which helped those in the greatest need in the Morro Bay community. Residents Marty and Ron Lomeli, headed up the coordination of grocery lists with the shoppers and medication distribution. Once they kind of got burned out a little bit, that transitioned over to city staff. In June, the program shifted to Morro Bay Connects, in which that paired volunteers that were assisting in those shops and deliveries to pair them with a person who is in need so they can contact each other and let them coordinate those services per personally. All of those who participated in the Morro Bay Cares program, we gave out a resource bag that included personal protective equipment and information page to help get everybody back out into the community in a safe, healthy way when businesses started to resume. After that, we were able to incorporate emergency childcare, which that program allowed us to take all the requirements and everything that was set forth by CDC, federal, state, county, and we were able to model junior guards and now aquatics based off that child care program, so we could get some things going and get our youngsters out there and moving. And yeah, so do you have any questions?
I'd just like to say I want to thank all the staff and everybody for hanging in there. I know this is a very rough time for everybody, but I appreciate you staying in there and helping us make it through this terrible, terrible time. Thank you.
But I'd like to thank you also. You know, I think it's very important that we're still able to provide services to our community. And I know you're all doing the best you can under these tough circumstances.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I agree.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion then that we receive and file item C8.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. So we're finished here with the business items, C1 through C8.
Very good, sir. Mr. Chairman, you want to move on to item D, future agenda items?
Sure. Item D is future agenda items. Do we have any future agenda items this evening?
We don't have any, considering the situations we're under. I think we should just kind of head home safe where we're at and keep our head above the water and just wait for things to break so we can do some more events.
Sounds good to me, Dr. Bob.
Anything else? Then I move to adjourn our meeting. Here
I have one more quick suggestion.
Yes?
Drew, we need a brighter light on you so we can see you. You look like you're in a ghost, like one of those hidden guests.
I'm backlit. Next time I'll try to do it from a better location. A secret back.
Bob, we're going to need to get you a camera.
Well, you know what? I have this other iPad here, but it won't come up on that. So I'm doing my desktop, and I go, what's going on here?
Well, have one of your grandkids draw a picture of you, and we'll just use that.
My 7-year-old will come and straighten me out next week.
There you go. It's good to have IT support from the grandkids.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank everybody, even all the commissioners, for hanging at this time of things, too, and we appreciate you guys.
Hey, Kirk, I just wanted to ask, is there anything, I know you guys are going through trying times, but is there anything that we as a commission can help you guys out with?
You got a place where I can go hide for a while and take a vacation?
Come on now.
Thank you, Mike. If I have something, I will absolutely turn to you gentlemen for assistance, and I appreciate that. And I do appreciate you guys, jumping on this Zoom meeting like this, and your flexibility, too, to change the time. It was very well appreciated, or much appreciated.
Well, we're here to help. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
I think Mike just volunteered to do whatever he wanted.
I think that too.
But Mike, I'd like to talk to you sometime offline and see how things are going down there in Lompoc for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
So, one more quick question. So, are we going to try to do maybe in 2 months another Zoom so I can get my computer set up?
Yeah. Our next regularly scheduled meeting is Thursday, November 19th. It will be another teleconference meeting. It's scheduled for 6, and that's something else I can email you guys about. as far as possibly making a change to the time. But we can do that. We'll discuss that offline again. It's not for this meeting.
Okay.
19th's not a good day for me. That's my birthday. I'll be partying.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. We'll check with the fire marshals, see if they'll let you use all those candles.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, thanks, guys. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Chairman so we can properly adjourn.
Okay, stay well, everybody.
Thank you too, Bob.
Okay, well, so I adjourn this meeting at 5:14 p.m. Meeting is adjourned until the next regular Recreation and Parks Commission meeting, Thursday, November 19th.
All right.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thanks.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
There he is.
Thank you.
Second it.
Aye, in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None.
None.
So the meeting's adjourned.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Zeke.
Anytime.
All right.